Welcome to the Deep Dive. We know you're busy, so we've already done the work for you. We're cutting through all the noise to bring you the 5 most important stories in hotel and travel distribution in this past week.
And if you sort of zoom out, you could really see 3 big forces shaping everything right now. You've got AI changing operations, you have these huge shifts in channel strategy, and we're even redefining the core metrics we use to measure success.
Let's start with a number that's pretty shocking. It's from Expedia's Steve Quan. He says 98% of hoteliers are dealing with rate leakage. That's almost everyone.
It is. And the most interesting part isn't that it's happening, but why? It's not some malicious plot. It's mostly just industry fragmentation and, clunky manual processes that haven't been updated.
And people are really underestimating the financial hit.
Exactly, because they just can't see it clearly. So the short-term fixes are things like automation, centralisation. But the real game changer is just around the corner.
You're talking about AI.
Right. The consensus is that by 2026, AI is going to flip this whole thing on its head. We're moving from reactive monitoring to predictive intervention.
So the term rate misuse might not even be a thing anymore.
It could just become obsolete. That's how fundamental this shift is.
Okay, so while AI is fixing things on the back end, let's talk about a huge channel shift that's happening right now. Airbnb. They're making a serious move to become a full-on online travel agency.
They are. They're onboarding hotels, and they've adopted that, standard 15.5% commission structure. It looks just like a classic OTA model.
So what's the play here?
Well, you have to see it for what it is. It's really a defensive move. They're worried. Booking.com is now generating over 85% of their short-term rental volume.
So for a hotelier listening, what's the takeaway? Is this an opportunity?
It is, but it's one you have to be careful with. You get access to Airbnb's audience. They're younger, more experience-focused, but you have to manage it. This is the time to review your Airbnb strategy and make sure you're still prioritizing your direct, more profitable channels.
Right. And that brings us to let's call it the technological plumbing. There's this argument that the Central Reservation System, the CRS, is about to become the new gatekeeper for AI-driven distribution.
Yes, because you have to remember, OTAs were built for people, for humans, to browse and click. AI agents don't browse. They transact programmatically.
And for that, they need direct access to the official single source of truth for rates?
Exactly, the canonical rate. No scraping, no cached data, and they'll get it through this new standard called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP.
Okay, but hold on. Why the CRS? I mean, isn't this just legacy tech trying to grab power back from the OTAs?
I'd argue it's more about infrastructure necessity.
Yeah.
The pipes are already there, and we're already seeing it happen. Syncsys just launched Concierge.ai, which handles bookings in over 50 languages. Amadeus is building out its infrastructure just for these MCP agents.
So the CRS becomes the new API layer.
That's the perfect way to put it. If OTAs were the UI layer for the last generation, the CRS is the API layer for the next. It's just positioned perfectly.
Okay, so let's shift from that complex, future-facing tech to something really immediate and actionable. Black Friday. The hotels network analyzed almost 2,000 hotels, and the data is just stunning.
It really is. Hotels that ran a campaign saw 60.5% revenue growth.
And the ones that didn't?
Only 4.4%. The gap is just massive. Direct bookings were up over 30% for the campaign group versus less than 3% for the others.
So this proves it's a critical direct channel moment.
Yes, and here's the key part. It drives value, not just volume. Their average revenue per user, or ARPU, jumped by 56.3%. It shows that a good direct campaign attracts a better customer who's ready to spend more.
And for our final story, we're challenging a metric that has, run the industry forever, RevPAR.
It feels risky to rely on it now. U.S. occupancy is projected to decline, and private equity investment in hotels. It's dropped 85% this year.
So its room-centric model is feeling a little shaky.
Very shaky. And this brings us back to that foundational shift we started with. The industry is moving toward revenue per available guest, RevPAG.
And we're seeing this in practice, right?
Absolutely. Look at Endesmore. Over 60% of the revenue comes from non-room sources. Restaurants, co-working, you name it. Mews spaces saw non-room reservations grow over 300% in a year. The focus is shifting from just selling inventory to managing the entire customer relationship.
So to wrap this all up for you this week, we've seen leakage become predictable with AI, Airbnb making a full OTA play, the CRS rising as the AI gatekeeper, and of course the undeniable power of direct campaigns.
And that leaves you with a really important question to think about for your own business. If the focus is truly shifting to the total customer relationship, to RevPAG, How critical is it right now to make booking your non-room services, a dinner reservation, a spa treatment, as seamless and as easy as it is to book a room? Think about that seamless experience. We'll talk to you on the next deep dive.